Why do we like Squid Game? Children's games, 100 participants, millions of dollars. But these games are deadly. Millions of viewers are watching this series around the world. So why are we so drawn to Squid Game? Is it just a hype or something more? Part 1, Psychology. People enjoy watching extremes, especially when it's safe from the sidelines. When we watch survival, betrayal, and the fight for life, we activate ancient mechanisms in the brain. It's a simulation of danger that we experience in safety. Just like horror movies, Squid Game triggers an adrenaline rush, but we know it's just a show. 2. Survival instinct and safe simulation. From the very beginning, the series puts us in a survival situation. We watch the characters fight for their lives and can't look away. Why? Simple. Our brain is older than we think. The amygdala, a part of the brain responsible for reacting to danger. It's activated even when we're just watching a threat on screen. The viewer feels tension and fear, but in a controlled environment, it gives a thrill similar to a roller coaster ride. 3. Mirror neuron effect. When a character cries, we feel sad. When they're afraid, our heart races. That's all the work of mirror neurons. We literally live through the events alongside the characters. It works like a psychological hook. We start seeing ourselves in the characters and think, what would I do in their place? Mirror neurons make us emotionally involved, even if we don't want to be. This makes the series incredibly gripping. We care about who survives. We grow attached to the characters, even the bad ones. 4. Moral dilemmas and playing with contrasts. What would you choose? Save a friend or win 100 million? Fight or die? Betray or be betrayed? The series provokes a moral conflict, one of the most powerful hooks. We love stories with no right answer. They make us think, what would I do? 5. Social comparison and envy effect. We don't just watch the players. We compare them to ourselves, and then compare ourselves to the winner. Why did he win and not me? 6. The hook structure. Every episode ends in a way that makes it impossible not to hit next. This is called the Zeigarnik effect. We remember unfinished actions better than completed ones. And as long as the story isn't finished, the brain demands more. We like Squid Game not because it's about death, but because it's about us, about how we fear, hope, choose, and win. Part 2, Social Subtext. Squid Game is a metaphor for our society. People in debt, desperate, competing for survival. Only instead of a doll, it's creditors, corporations, and social pressure. The viewer doesn't just see fictional characters. They recognize themselves, their friends, their parents. It's frightening and captivating. 1. Social commentary. Squid Game isn't just a show. It's an allegory of our world. The characters in Squid Game aren't supervillains. More than half of the participants are drowning in debt, fired, or bankrupt. They have nowhere to go, and they're willing to risk their lives for money. 2. Money as the god of modern society. The players are willing to die for money. And that's not just fiction. It's a critique of a world where money is above all. Symbolism. The glowing money ball, hanging above the players like an idol. It's bright, draws attention, and everyone wants to claim it. They pray to it, fight for it, and kill for it. 3. Hierarchy, status, and humiliation. Many societies form within the game. Some take the lead, others follow. People quickly forget we're all in the same boat and begin building their own small power pyramid. Even in extreme conditions, social roles don't disappear, they intensify. The strongest and smartest survive. The elderly, like the grandma. The women and the pregnant, 222, are especially vulnerable. The weak seek protection from the strong, and if they don't find it, their chances of survival drop dramatically. 4. VIP hypocrisy. And now the shock, the rich, wearing masks, watch the game and place bets. To them, suffering is a show, entertainment. This is how the series criticizes elites who are detached from reality. They're so wealthy, they no longer see people as people. To them, the poor are like racehorses, just something to bet on. 5. Collective despair and consent to play. Remember the moment when the players are released, and then come back on their own. Why? Because life outside is scarier than the game inside. This is a critique of a social system that gives people no choice. They voluntarily enter the slaughterhouse because it's better than poverty. Part 3, Visual Style and Directing. The series looks like a sweet candy, with poison inside. Bright colors, geometric shapes, all of it contrasts with the violence, enhancing the shock and curiosity. At first glance, everything looks innocent and childlike, but behind this cheerful image hides brutality and cruelty. Contrast, sets versus plot. Warm colors, playground-like settings. Pink, lime green, baby blue. Symbolism, masks, shapes, numbers. Music, eerie and childlike at the same time. 1. Childlike aesthetic versus deadly reality. Why is this important? It creates cognitive dissonance. The brain gets confused, feels anxious, even when everything looks beautiful. 2. Architecture as a trap. Stairs, hallways, cube-shaped spaces. It's not just pretty. It creates a sense of confinement, like a maze, like a backroom's nightmare. 3. Symbolism. Scenes with endless staircases. A reference to Escher's drawings is a symbol of an endless game with no exit. Everything looks sterile and polished, as if you're not in reality, but in a simulation. 4. Mask and shape symbolism. Did you notice that guards have different symbols on their masks? Circle, triangle, square. That's not random. Circle, lowest rank, basic workers. Triangle, armed soldiers, higher rank. Square, managers, in charge. This is a reference to video games and power hierarchies. The mask represents the loss of identity. Behind it, real people disappear, and only nameless, faceless workers remain. Everyone becomes the same like ants. They are no longer individuals, but tools of the system. 5. Metaphors and repetition. Many scenes in the show are repeated, but with a different meaning. That's a powerful directing technique. Example, at the beginning, characters stand by the door, not knowing what awaits them. Later, they stand there again, but now fully aware of the consequences. Purpose, to show how the characters change, and how the viewer becomes a participant too, going through the same cycles with them. 6. Instagram and Pinterest aesthetic. Many shots from the series look like glossy photo shoots or Instagram posts. It critiques modern show-off culture. Even horror with the right framing can be sold beautifully. Death on screen can go viral, and that's terrifying. 7. Music and silence. Sometimes, silence is scarier than screams. And when soft children's music plays, the brain starts to panic. Example, during the first game, a cheerful melody plays while people are being gunned down. That makes the scene even more disturbing. Director's trick. He uses music not to enhance emotions, but to create contrast, breaking expectations. Part 4. Addiction and structure. The series is built like a narcotic drama. At the end of every episode, a hook. In every game, death. We're not just watching, we're involved. We become addicted to what comes next. The character suffers, we suffer. Structure. Introduction, meeting the characters in despair. The game, adrenaline spike. Aftermath, moral crisis. We subconsciously start playing along with the characters. Will they survive? Betray, lose. The stakes keep rising. 1. Addiction effect. The show as a dopamine needle. Each episode is like a dose of dopamine. Fear, right arrow, relief, right arrow, shock. It's an emotional roller coaster, and it's addictive. Episode formula. Start calm, middle anxious buildup, end unexpected twist. The viewer can't stop like with a lottery. Maybe the next episode will give me more. These swings overstimulate the brain's cortex, leaving a person in a semi-aroused state. That's how emotional addiction forms, like with video games or social media. 2. Repetition that increases immersion. Did you notice how the show loves to repeat elements? Identical rooms, game formats, masks. That's not boring, it's hypnotic. Why? The brain likes familiarity. Repetition gives a false sense of control, even in danger. When structure repeats, we're pulled in deeper. Part 5. Conclusion. Squid Game is like a candy with bitterness. First intrigue, then anxiety. Why do we love Squid Game so much? Because it's about us. About fear, about survival, about the price of life in a world where everything is a game, and you never know when you'll be eliminated. There are no monsters in it, except people. Would you like to play a game? Thank you all for watching. Let me know in the comments what topic you'd like me to cover next. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you love psychology. See you soon.